Well, today's now November the 13th. Bear season's been in for 4 days. I, in fact, shot a bear on the opening day of muzzleloading bear season in the evening. And I thought I put a great shot on him. I found 2 drops of blood, and it run towards this hellhole of a hillside. We come back in here hunting. We took this week off to deer hunt. My old man's up there above me. Brett, the bear hound, smelt him out. I went right below him. It's me, your host, Evan Campbell. I hope you like that short clip and I hope to fill you in on exactly what happened with this bear. So let's just jump into it. So first off, I killed this bear on public land in Virginia on opening afternoon of early bear season with a muzzleloader in 2024. And I put a good shot on the bear. It's actually a really good shot. If it had been flat land or open woods, he'd have been dead within 100 yards or less. But I shot this bear middle of the middle, a little bit forward. We'll talk about that towards the end of the video. And as you saw in that video that I just showed you, I found like 2 drops of blood. It went off a steep hillside. Anyway, so I shot it on a Saturday evening. We didn't find it till Wednesday morning. So the hide and the meat was a total waste. I was able to check it in and get the skull and some claws off of it, and that was all I was able to bring out. Yeah, I was pretty upset about it, but I had a good experience there. I should have trusted my gut, and I should have went into those briars Monday evening. Like I should have not left work because we was off at week hunting. I should have went back in there Monday evening and done some more snooping around, because Sunday I thought I smelt a bear. Saturday I thought my shot was great. We didn't find any sign of the bear leaving this hillside on Sunday when we went back and looked, but a bear don't leave a lot of sign. He doesn't leave a lot of sign of anything except scat tracks, maybe where he's tore up some limbs or eaten acorns. So that's where I come into play on the shot that I took. So if you watch anything with Clay Newcomb, he's all about middle of the middle and a little bit forward on a bear. Yeah, that's a great shot. Its lungs are totally exposed, especially if it's broadside, but you're not breaking any bone except ribs. Me personally, I really want to catch that bear either quartering away or quartering to me somehow and try to bust that shoulder bone either on the front side or back side somehow, because especially where it's really, really thick around here, if you shoot them on a hillside or somewhere, I mean, that bear could go a long ways. It doesn't slow him down any. It doesn't disturb the ground any at all. And that bear, that bullet went through and through. I guess just it's fat and hide, and the muzzleloader, it just didn't expand and penetrate and have like a real explosive exit as like maybe a high-powered rifle would. So I found literally like enough blood to cover, probably not even fully cover, a quarter. So that was disheartening, and I hate that I lost the meat and the hide off this bear because it was a beautiful bear. But anyway, let's just jump into exactly that's the backstory on the bear. So let's jump into what got this bear killed. What got this bear killed was being consistent. Okay, and there's a lot that goes into that, but primarily it was hunting there a lot last year in 2023 and going back in early season, as in I went in September. I think it was September, late September or early October. It was before Hurricane Helene, and I ended up working like 15 days straight on hurricane damage on power lines. So it was in either early October or early September. But so last year in 2023, I guess it'd really be 2 years ago now because we're in January 2025. Me and a buddy of mine, we hunted there a lot. I think I saw something like 5 or 6 different bear on down the ridge from where I killed this one. Saw a lot of sign, as in a lot of scat, a lot of tracks, and a lot of bear. My buddy actually missed a big bear in there and saw a really big bear the evening before he missed it. So I feel like that was the same bear. It could have been the same bear as this, but the way he described it to me, it was a larger body bear than this one. And I hope it was. So hopefully there's another big one still in there. But just consistency and going back, just putting in reps, going places where you've seen sign, where you've seen good scat, where you've seen bear, in a place where you think you can hum is how you get a bear. So don't get disheartened if you don't get one this fall or last fall. If you had some good luck in an area, go back and hunt it again the next year. The chances of those bear being there is very, very good. Or being very close there, as in like on down the ridge or around on another ridge or in another holler or something. They're going to be where the food is at. Now this year there was not near as much mass on the ground, like acorns, hickory nuts, stuff like that. But on this same evening, my old man and my uncle, who's hunting right up the hill from me, they saw a bear, and me and my son saw this one. This one came in typical bear fashion, right at dark. He was probably no more than 25 yards away from us when I first saw him, and he just skirted this ridge on out towards the end of it. Like I was telling you in a previous video about hunting towards the end of a ridge. He popped up in this old flat like strip bench, and I didn't get a real good look at him at first. I couldn't, when he was going away from me, I could tell he was a fat bear, but I couldn't tell just exactly how big he was. And he got in some brush and he kind of sat down and wallered around almost like a dog. And I had one shot that I probably should have took, which was right in the chest, but I didn't. And my son was with me, so he was having a good time watching it. And he even asked me, he said, "Dad, we're going to shoot?" And I looked at him and said, "Well, do you want me to?" And he was like, "Oh yeah." So I said, "Well, put your earmuffs on. First chance I'll get, I'll shoot him." Because I thought, you know what? It's a legal sized bear. My son's with me. Why wait for something better? And I'm glad I did what I did. And the bear, actually, when he decided to get up and leave, he decided to leave. And a bear, a lot of times, once they start walking, they're not going to stop unless there's like something to eat there or something to do. They're not like a deer. They don't walk a little bit, stop, look around. They're head down to the ground. They're going. And I got on him. He was walking, and I just got in a good spot. Got on my shooting stick and shot. Shot felt great. And the bear took off. He went like in a straight line, went under a log, and then all I could hear was just crashing. So I thought I could hear him tumbling down the mountains, what I was listening to. What I think I was listening to was him sliding down on his belly through briars. Because in that video, and maybe a clip I'll show you right now. You see these briars behind me? There's a dead bear right there. And I got a picture of him on my trail camera right before we shot. I'm fairly well sick over it. How steep you say this is, Brett?
I'm gonna say 40 degrees at least, 45 or better.
And there's literally briars like this at the top of the ridge. This is the only place in here it's like this, and he come running right off of a shelf from up there where my old man's at. Hey. He's got flies coming out of his nose. He's gonna stink. He's swollen up. We've had a great week of deer hunting. Seen some good bucks, seen some does.
Piles of bucks. Big ones, little ones.
Found a big, giant, swollen up bear. It's a heck of a waste, but this is right in here where Brett shot at a bear last year. You saw big bear 2 evenings in a row.
Mm-hmm. Might be him.
Might be him. We, in fact, ain't gonna be able to get him out here to weigh him and find out. We brought 3 shift blocks with us on this hunt to pull one up out of a place like this, but ain't no sense in taking him out. We can't eat him. He's rotten. So I guess I'll have to notch my tag on him and whittle his old stinking head off. But so in that clip you saw me and my buddy Brett just talking about probably the putrid stink of this bear and how steep of a grade it was on and the vines and what type of situation we was in. And so actually right in that video where I was standing, I had to come right through there on Sunday morning, probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock. It was overcast that day, and I couldn't smell the bear there, but I also couldn't see it. It's just so, what's it like? A bear is so black that if they're in any sort of shade, if they're in brush, under briars, under a log, under a cliff, you are not going to see them unless the sun is hitting right on them. And what happened was there was a spot there where an old log or a stump had fallen over, and it made a good spot for me to stand. I was standing there, and I was standing there waiting on Brett to go by, and I kind of leaned out of the way for Brett to come by me. It did. I stepped forward and turned, and the sun was shining on him in just a little window, and I could see it perfectly. But now when we was up above it, you could smell him. I mean, it was ripe, real ripe. Maybe I'll show you a clip of Brett gagging over a bear if I can find one. It's a funny one.
Is that him draining?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Oh, no. Shoot.
And anyway, you just had to be right on top of him to find him in that much brush. So anyway, I'm really happy I recovered the bear. I hate that I lost its hide and its meat. But you know what? Stuff like this is going to happen. I'm just going to chalk it up as an experience, something to remember, and something to learn by. So yeah, so just get out there and hunt them. Hunting without hounds and bait is tough, tough, tough work. And the only thing I can tell you to do is just get in there and grind. Go back after them. If you see some sign, keep hunting. If you find fresh scat, be in the area. The bear's going to be there unless you just totally blow him into the next county. But just be consistent in what you do. Make smart moves. Don't get busted by the wind, and keep going back. That's what's going to get you bear. Find the sign and keep hunting it. You'll eventually get on one. Get after him.